Good day viewers, my name is Audrey Polton. Welcome to lesson 2 for grade 8 physical science. The topic for today is covalent bonding. Let's have a look at the objectives of this lesson. After watching this lesson, you should be able to relate bonding to position or group of elements in the periodic table to identify the maximum number of bonds an atom can make. Describe how non-metal atoms combine with other non-metal atoms by sharing electrons in their outer shells, with the result that both atoms achieve full outer shells. Draw bar structures to illustrate covalent bonding. Most of the elements on the periodic table are unstable and some are very reactive, except for the elements in group 8. Thus, all the other elements want to behave like the elements in group 8. Group 8 elements are also known as the noble gases. These elements already have a full valence shell with 8 valence electrons like neon on the screen. This leaves the elements non-reactive as they are already stable and in a low energy state. The number of valence electrons in an atom tells you how many bonds an atom can form. Group 1 elements form 1 bond. Group 2 elements form 2 bonds. Group 3 elements form 3 bonds. Group 4 elements form 4 bonds. Group 5 elements form 3 bonds. Group 6 elements form 2 bonds. And the group 7 elements form 1 bond. Covalent bonds form when atoms share electrons. Covalent bonding occurs between 2 or more non-metal atoms, which may be with the same or different elements. They need their atoms to gain electrons to form a full outer shell of electrons. We will now look at different covalent bonding illustrations that you should know in grade 8. Hydrogen, H2. Each hydrogen atom has 1 electron. To complete their valence shells, they bond and share 1 electron with another hydrogen atom. This allows electrons to move about atoms and give both atoms access to 2 electrons. They become a stable H2 molecule joined by a single covalent bond. Oxygen, O2. In an oxygen molecule, each oxygen atom gives 2 electrons to be shared since it has a valency of 2, making the total electrons shared to be 4. If the atoms share 4 electrons, then a double bond is formed, like in the case of the oxygen molecule. Nitrogen, N2. Nitrogen atoms share 6 electrons, whereby each nitrogen atom gives 3 electrons to be shared. The bond in which 3 pairs of electrons are shared is referred to as a triple bond. Water, H2O. A water molecule consists of 1 oxygen atom and 2 hydrogen atoms held together by a covalent bond. In this case, the oxygen atom shares 1 electron with each hydrogen atom. Methane, CH4. 4 atoms of hydrogen combine with 1 atom of carbon to form the molecule of the compound methane, CH4. Ammonia molecule, NH3. Each hydrogen atom needs 1 more electron to complete its outer shell. The nitrogen atom needs 3 more electrons to complete its outer shell. Therefore, 3 pairs of electrons must be shared between the 4 atoms involved. The nitrogen atom will share 3 of its electrons so that each of the hydrogen atoms now has a complete valence shell. Each of the hydrogen atoms will share its electron with a nitrogen atom to complete its valence shell. The carbon dioxide molecule CO2. Carbon is 4 electrons short of a full outer shell, which is 8 electrons. And oxygen is 2 electrons short of a full outer shell, which is also 8 electrons. So one carbon atom shares its 4 outer electrons with 2 outer electrons from each of the oxygen atoms. All 3 atoms now have a full outer shell of 8 electrons in the formation of 2 double bonds. Let's have a look at the lesson summary of this lesson. The number of valence electrons in an atom tells you how many bonds an atom can form. Covalent bonds form when atoms share electrons. Covalent bonding occurs between 2 or more nonmetal atoms. Different covalent bonding illustrations that you should know in grade 8. Hydrogen, H2. Oxygen, O2, nitrogen, N2, water, H2O, methane, CH4, ammonia molecule, NH3, carbon dioxide, CO2. Viewers, we have come to the end of today's lesson. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.